wọ́n ń wá Arọ́lákẹ́. Àmọ́ Sàró nìkan lèmi ń wá.
Well, what inspired me to establish a film village is because I think Nigeria needs one. I think the continent needs one. A lot of times when we film, we do a lot of location shoot in Nigeria, but sometimes it's a lot of work because, when you want to shoot, we're always having to beg people to use their houses. And that could work for some genre of film, but when it comes to trying to create like a village or villages and town, and if it's a period film that is set back in town, you can't get that in the city. And I thought, look, why not start small, start with a place where we can have full control. And that was what informed, coming here. It all started like 2 years ago when we shot Anikulapo, the film. We came here, but why here? I think it's also because my mother is from here. And growing up, I vividly will remember the hills and mountains around here. And, these are things that when you watch a lot of foreign films, they will use green screen to create some of these mountains. So if we have it free, why not just make best use of it? And that is the beautiful thing about Nigeria. It's such a beautiful country with beautiful places, tourism potential and all. So I said, okay, we start with the film, but I knew very much that we're going to do the series, and I know that the series is going to continue. So instead of doing something temporary, we decided to start with something permanent, and that is what informed the film village. When we shot Anikulapo, the film, we didn't have accommodation within the resort or within the film village. We were staying outside of here. In fact, we had to sleep in people's houses. We managed, there's a small hotel called Gloria Life where we all camped. And then we also got people's houses. I mean, this is a very warm area. The people are very friendly. The people of Komu, Iboja, Ibabo, they are exceptional, and they welcome us with open hand. And but after then, we thought, look, we need our own accommodation. So as we speak, we have some sets built, permanent sets, and then of course with film you need to be able to modify sets. So we have some temporary sets that we turn around here and there, and then we also have 40 rooms accommodation presently. We're doing more. We have 32 deluxe rooms, and then we have 8 loft apartment, like duplex, that can sleep 3, 4, 5 people. But by God's grace, before the end of the year, we hope to have more, because whenever we're filming, the number of crew alone is usually about 130 minimum, and that is just crew. When we now look at the actors, you look at the extras. Sometimes when we're doing those market scenes and the town scenes, we have about 500 to 600 extras. So this is something, and again, I would like to put it out there that this is a self-funded project. We haven't accessed, any grants from anywhere. There hasn't been any. So we hope that, maybe federal government will see this as a pride to the country, and then, come to our aid, because of course we still need a lot of support. And then, of course, the accommodation area is not just an accommodation. We have swimming pool, we have bars, we have a horse stable, and we have 20-something horses. We have many camels. We have a lot of animals. So it's already, this is a tourist destination for people from all over the world. So whenever we have our own shoot, we would have, maybe do our schedule and then set our time. But it's also open for people who might want to shoot, period film. The long-term goal is to have a studio like a soundstage studio where even if you want to do modern production, if you want to do talk show and you're looking for somewhere serene and somewhere quiet, if you want to do adventure, projects, this is going to be the place, to do such a project. Well, this is going to contribute, it's contributing already. So because imagine, like we've done 3 projects here in the last 2 years. We did the film, Anikulapo first, then we did Ijogbo here, and we shot between the 3 towns, Igboja, Ekobobabo there, and then we did a series, So you can imagine the kind of economy contribution that this has done to not only here, and like, again, whenever we're filming, at least we're like 1,000 people, and then for 2 months we're here, and then the farmers in town, everybody is doing their businesses, we're patronizing the farmers, we're patronizing the people who sell water, people who sell everything. So the entire ecosystem is benefiting the country at large. And personally, I think this is just the beginning, because this is going to grow to something really bigger, and I believe that even international studios will come here to do stuff. Well, we have challenges. While we were constructing, it was difficult to get enough hands to actually work. So and for me, still in the the course of trying to develop the 3 towns here, we try to engage the indigenes of the land, but there were not enough hands. But look, the thing is, even people come from far and wide to come and work here, and that is the beauty of all of this. Again, we have power challenge. In the last almost 3 years, we've been on generator. But of recent, the Oyo State government, has been kind enough to have donated us a transformer and then pole with, electric cables. But there's no electricity here, so we have the transformer and all of that, but there's no power, and then, like 2-3 towns away, they have power. So I'm also using this opportunity to plead to government, or your state government or federal government, if there's anything they can do for us regarding power. Even, if it's solar, so you can imagine running this entire space on diesel, and with the cost of diesel right now, so it's not profitable. If I see this as a business, I don't think we'll be where we are today, but I see this as part of what I've been destined to do, and part of my own contribution to not just humanity, but look, to this beautiful country where my mother decided to birth me. I love Nigeria, and that is why, because this money could have been put in properties in Dubai or in America or somewhere, but I believe in this country, and this is our own Warner Brothers. This is our own studio. This is for everyone. And I've carried all of this on my head alone. And I've always said, look, if we don't have light, we cannot open it to the public yet. If we don't have, we're struggling with water, because we've done like 12 boreholes, and then they will give water when they're done, and then after a few days, water is gone. So we need like industrial borehole. These are things we're struggling with. So if anybody will come to our aid, that would be great. Well, like I said, in terms of collaboration, this is open. We've done it, and we'll be very open to collaborating with other filmmakers locally and otherwise. This is ours, and it's not going anywhere, and it's going to be here. So if anybody sees the potential, or anybody sees the window for partnership and collaboration, we're here. You know, apart from, since this is a hotel resort and a film village, you know, there are windows for, you know, branding opportunities, there are windows for retailing opportunities, we have bars, we have restaurants, we have, you know, so we're going to have to engage people who are in hospitality business, so yeah. What role do I see technology play? A lot. I mean, filmmaking is about technology. All these cameras are technology. If they weren't invented, how would we have been able to, be doing film? And more so, post-production, especially in this age and time when, even when you start filming, you're already dealing with IT, you know, information, you know, technology. And then when you get to post, all the software that you need to do a lot of stuff. I mean, if you watch Rise of the Specter, I'm sure you've been to Iluaje, the location. There was no waterfall there. That was created in post-production. So that is technology. So you cannot avoid technology if really you want to like do a lot in film. Well, the significance is the fact that, you know, the original story talks about somebody who can talk to the dead and raise the dead. So meaning you've captured, meaning the word Anikulapo means a man with a pouch with death in his pouch, meaning you control death. You can wake the dead, you can, you know, talk to the dead, you can, but beyond that, it's a lot more. And that is why from that original story to the series, we use that to establish, you know, the body of the story and the context of the story. But of course, there's a whole lot more to, you know, I mean, where if you see the series, you see history there, you see the Yoruba culture, the Yoruba myth, the Yoruba lifestyle, it's a lot. And look, there's a lot more coming. We're gonna get to seasons where the story will pan to somewhere else, like maybe Lagos, you know, and we can even pan to other part of Africa and outside Nigeria. So this is a show with a lot of potential. Whenever it is that I want to do any film, the first thing you do is you do proper research. Without proper research, you're going to goof. And this requires talking to experts and talking to a lot of people who have information. You talk to historians, you talk to spiritualists, you talk to custodians of the culture, or depending on your areas of focus. And this I'm very good at. You know, you need to bring heads together. And again, look, you always get like different views and different opinions from people, especially those who call themselves historians, because they are feeding from sources, different sources. But then as the creator and the curator and the director and the showrunner, it's up to you to find a way to balance the story so that nobody is coming to say, no, that is not how, what. You know, and if they say that, you can say, look, I'm the director and I have creative license to tell the story the way I want to tell it, so yeah. You always go through challenges, but for me, because we've done this over time and where, you know, we've learned to like plan properly. And then when you get on set and you face a few hiccups here and there, you sort them out and you move on. The people who started award platform, it's a show. And a show will always be a show. It's always a way to reward people who are working, but then it's their prerogative to decide who they want to give the award to. You don't have a, and then if you feel cheated or you think, oh, they're not gonna, the parameters they're gonna use will not favor, you don't have to submit your film. And that is what I say to people. The reason why I submit films is not to show or to try to prove that we've done anything great. It's because the actors and the crew, people who work on the show deserve, to be celebrated and to be awarded. And then when you submit your film, it's you taking a chance. And sometimes you win, sometimes of course you don't have to completely agree with the decisions of the award. But then if you don't want to go through that again, then you don't submit your film. But I don't see anything wrong with it. And I don't think, I think it's a great thing that even people who started it, for them to, like I said, people have their different agendas, but for you to have even thought it through to want to reward people who work in the art space, I think is a great thing. Look, go and watch all my films, you will always see that trait. Go and watch all my films, you will always see somebody new, at least one new person whom I've never been seen before or who has been in the background. That is the way to run this thing. You can't, there will always be talent. In fact, you have millions of talents out there. And then if you continue to use the same faces in all your films, then what happens to the new ones? What happened to to all the other talents, who needs to be tested as well? So I always, and then the older ones, they don't have retirement, so you always need to have, you have stories that would need inclusion of old people, middle-aged people, young people, fair people, fat people, thin people, gray-haired people. So as a casting director, it's up to you to find a way to balance it. Everything is not about how many followers some people have. Everything is not about commercial. Everything is not about this person will bring traffic to my film or to the cinema. No, sometimes be genuine. When you look for that talent, or you discover one talent, give them a chance. And we do this a lot. I think in life, when you choose your path, just stay and be focused. There's what Yoruba call ariwoja. You'll be distracted. The minute you start listening to, they said the key people are in Lekki, or people who live in Kiniko are the Kiniko. No, you won't do anything. I've always been in my space and I maintain that, and that is what it's going to be. So if you really want to be exceptional in this industry, you have to mind your business. It's a show business. Do your show, but then try to separate your personal life from, the show life. I mean, that is the only way you can, you can balance life. And then, of course, mental health is very important as well. Well, if you're out there and you want to be like me, you can't even be like me. You're either going to be better than me or you won't be as great as me. I say this to my children as well, and that is why I will say to them, don't try to do more than me. Do your own and then pray to God for grace. And your Monica Loku Ototoni. And we all came to this world to fulfill different purposes. It's not the same thing. And there's no competition. So if you want to be like me, don't see anybody as a competitor. Face your own lane and do your own thing. But you have to dream and you have to be hardworking. Me, people who are around me, they know I hardly will sleep. But of course, you get to a point when you have to borrow yourself brain. If you want to live long, you need to also balance, health and all of that. Nothing is do or die. No, nothing is do or die. But then if you're full of passion and it is your call to do certain things, you will always get it done. But you have to be really hardworking and you have to be intentional about it. But now the AWO to all of this, no matter how great you are, if you have bad blood towards other people, you won't get there. Because you're going to be nursing bitterness, and that will always hinder, your focus, to be great. So don't just do your thing and live the rest to God. Pray for grace, knowledge, and understanding, and you'll get that.